Headphones would be good if you have them, because that'll make sure that there's no echo, but it's not the worst if you do. Getting those out?
Yeah, I've got some that are like right here.
Nice.
So.
I will tweak this out while you're getting your headphones in order.
Video conflict.
Yeah.
Love VidCon.
Boom.
VidCon is
all right. And I'm going to play some music to get things rolling here. Oh, wrong one. The hell is that? Ah. Oh, I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing myself, which is weird. I must have it on in the other background.
That is weird.
I do. Off.
Your screen froze for me too, by the way.
Boom. So there's that. I forgot that I had the video on the viewers page open in the background. Ah, it's been so long since I've done these shows. Ah.
Am I frozen on your screen?
We're both frozen on my screen.
Okay, because you're frozen on mine.
I think it's my fault. So give me a second here. I'm gonna kill this. Go away, page. Everything's fine until I push the start broadcast button, and it all just goes to hell.
That's how it goes.
Okay. Am I back to being mobile again? Anything? Oh man. Come on, Google Hangouts, get your act together. Nuts. Is this working? What is up, Google Hangouts? Come on.
Okay. I think this is... Do you see me moving?
Give me a second, because maybe my computer has gotten too old and crappy.
Yeah, my whole, like, the Google Hangout just, like, crashed for a sec. I had to refresh.
Likewise. but I think we're both back, and I think we are live.
Oh man. Uh-oh.
All right. So now I'm going to push my luck, and I'm going to try to open up the viewer side again so I can see people's comments. Whoop. We do have 2 viewers, allegedly.
Whoa. Hello, 2 people. We love all my fans, all 2 of you. Oh man, I'm still like bummed out about my wallet. Mainly just confused. Like,
yeah, I
wow.
very much know how you're feeling.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. It's like I feel bad. I like kind of immediately thought of you. I was like, dang, this must be how Paul felt.
Accurate.
Realized.
Yes.
I was like, where could it be? It doesn't make any sense. I'm in a very small enclosed area. It couldn't have gone that far, right?
Right.
So I just keep telling myself.
In the chats, I see that there is a flying space rocket.
Ooh, hello.
I don't know who they are.
I know who they are.
Okay, good. And I also see No More Heroes, one of my very frequent attendees. Hooray.
Okay.
And I think we are functional again. It took a while for my Google Chrome to like handle everything, but here we go.
Ooh, cool.
All right. So this is my first this is my first live show from LA, and getting off to a heck of a start. Heck of a start for my first live show from LA. My name is Paul Roth. I'm from the PaulTalks channel. That's where this video is going to live. Today I am joined by my co-host, and you can introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Aaron Williams, and I make videos on the channel Abraca Awesome. It's like abracadabra, but awesome. I hate that slogan that I always say, but
but you always say it.
I do always say it because it's like the best way to get people to realize like or recognize like what it's called.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's pretty funny. I mean, I was just reacquainted with the origin story of that name, aka you were a YouTube magician at the beginning. YouTube magician.
Yeah, that's how the game got started. That's how I got sucked into this crazy world. It's funny, like I don't know. Every time I tell people that, they're like, "It makes sense now. Abraca Awesome. You did magic," and I'm like, "Yep, that's your boy."
What I find just very frustrating is that you don't spell it the same way everywhere.
Yeah, okay, so that's a funny story also. So I went through a bit of an identity crisis like a year and a half ago on Twitter, and I was like, do I want to keep Abraca Awesome as my username, or do I want to switch to something else that's stupid? And then I switched it like for like 5 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna switch back to Abraca Awesome. But like a Russian spam account had taken the handle Abraca Awesome, so now I just have to be Abracawesome with 1 A instead of it's very complicated. It's a long story. I got screwed by a Russian spam account. I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, who of us hasn't been screwed by a Russian spam account? That's basically life on the internet.
Jeez, too many of us.
Too many of us. Yeah, I'm this is kind of ridiculous too, because yes, I am in my LA apartment. It's the first time I'm doing this show from LA, but you are also in an LA apartment, like what, like a 5-minute walk from me or something?
Yeah,
like
not
really close.
Not even. We're in the same exact neighborhood. I'm coming from you live from inside Lime TV headquarters, Austin Dodge, if you guys don't know who that is. But I'm like in his living room, and we're like literally just like a couple blocks away from each other, maybe. I think that's the funniest thing about this live stream, actually.
I love it. I think it's great. The closest I got into this previously was when I did a live show with my friend Jenny Sargent, Magic Cat Jenny, and she was in Annapolis, Maryland, and I was in Silver Spring, Maryland. Either one of us could have just gone over to the other person's apartment and done the show that way.
You got to keep it authentic for the internet.
I agree.
Keep it digital for the web.
Yes. A flying space rocket is already into this, obviously, because they said, haha, wow, that's great. I'm assuming they're talking about your origin story.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. It's really funny. Like it's a chapter of my life that I don't talk about a lot mainly just because I don't think about it a lot. But it's like, whoa, yeah, I was a magician who did magician things on YouTube.
As your bio on Twitter says, you are a published magician.
Yeah, that's a new addition, not a new status. So back in 2012, I like created this like super millennial like iPhone magic trick basically, and sold it online for like $5. And it's like really funny just kind of looking back on it. But yeah, I'm a published musician technically. There are people out there that illegally download my content.
Can it be legally purchased still?
It can be legally purchased, but I don't know if I want to disclose the whereabouts because it's very embarrassing for me. Like it's really funny. It's like, 14, 15-year-old me doing magic on the internet. And also, I don't want to give away the place because magic secrets. I can't just tell people where they can learn magic tricks. That would make me a traitor in some way.
Ooh, okay, all right. So your magician upbringing is coming to light here. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Sorry.
I mean, I'd buy it. I would pay $5 for it, but I respect that. I get it.
I mean, I could show you, just like do a quick 5-minute walk and show you the trick if you wanted to. But
no, we gotta keep something for the viewers to hunt down. This is like the engagement part of the show.
Yeah.
Now people know that at some point Abric Awesome published a magic trick that they could buy for $5. Get on the hunt
on the internet. Look for it. Ooh.
We're also joined in the chat by Spoo. Hi, Spoo, who said, "Yeah, we all got Russian spam account former selves." Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It gives me some comfort.
I mean, at one point, I definitely gave up one of my early usernames because I was trying to come up with another one, and then I lost it. But my previous username was something stupid that I didn't care about anyway, so it's okay. But I've definitely experienced that. This was something like P Roth 631. I gave it up to find something else. I thought, maybe I should stick with P Roth 631. I went back and it was already taken. Like, why?
Why? The internet will get you like that. No. You can't if you pick a username, you got to pick it for life because if you switch away from it, then it will get snatched up. What I've learned.
You are talking the truth here, and this is why, like, whenever there's a new social media thing that comes up, even if I don't plan on ever using it, I immediately will go there and log in with Paladin so that I get my username.
Same. It's really funny, like having Abrica Awesome because no one is using the username Abrica Awesome anywhere. So literally on like any website for like anything, I'm just like, pick a username. I guess Abrica Awesome will work, and it's always available.
That's good branding, is what that is. Speaking of making magic on the internet, I mean, you kind of still do with these YouTube videos.
That was a flawless segue.
Wasn't that good? I'm like a morning show host.
That was really good. I try to. I don't know. I just mainly just kind of dick around on the internet. I don't know. Just hit a lot.
Well, all right. So if somebody were to like meet you for the first time right now and ask you what you put on your channel, what would you tell them?
Okay, so I would say that I make vlogs, music videos, experimental editing videos, and side note, I'm kind of what some people would call an aesthetic vlogger, which basically means that you vlog, but also in between the vlogs, you put little artsy visual clips with music or something. I don't know. It's very weird, but it's hard to describe my channel just because it's like you kind of have to already have a knowledge of like what YouTube is and the different sides of what, I don't know. My channel's all over the place is what I'm trying to say. But it's a lot of fun.
I think. Well, that's good. I mean, that's the important part. And I've seen you tweet about things like aesthetic YouTube is dead.
Yeah, aesthetic YouTube is dead. That's why I'm tweeting it. Okay, so All right, fun fact, just for the viewers here, very exclusive. Um, I started the like aesthetic YouTube is dead thing as a complete, not as a joke, but like almost as a response to one of Ida's videos. If you know, the camera hates me.
No.
Oh, she's a great small YouTuber. You should definitely check it out. But she's also in that kind of like boat of being an aesthetic YouTuber. And we both have just like recently shown our like hate for the aesthetic because it ruins our lives. It runs us. I'm motivated by nothing but the aesthetic. But yeah, no, it just, I don't know, it kind of take on like another meaning of like not wanting to be like pigeonholed into like a specific type of video or feeling like I have to do specific things on YouTube to like stay on brand with what an Abercrombie video is. I don't know. It kind of just means a lot of things. And overall, it's just a lot of fun because a lot of people get really confused about it.
I remember was like a year and a half ago, you were getting into glitch effects in your videos. And I was one of those suckers who was like, oh no, poor Aaron's video got messed up on the upload. I feel so bad for him at first. And I was like, oh wait, he's doing this on purpose.
Yeah, that's the funnest thing about probably doing like glitch edits. That's why I love glitch edits too, because I don't know, there's like something I read like some Vice article or something a few days ago about like why people find glitch art beautiful or like visually appealing. Or no, it was a YouTube video. I forget what the channel was. It was something. But there's, I don't know, just like the concept of having like broken media, and it really plays with people's perceptions of like what a finished product or what a video is supposed to kind of look like. So I love to throw like glitch effects in to different things that are completely like, that seems like, you know, a lot of people would think it's a mistake. And it's like, whoa, what's going on here? It's like, oh no, I did it on purpose. A little bit more magician trickery for you.
I know that that Emily Eifler of Blink Pop Shift has played around with like the medium of her videos. Like she'd have herself doing the same thing over and over again. So it would be like a video stutter, but it was for effect. It was like on purpose to convey a particular meaning as with like emphasis or something. It's really cool.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I've never actually heard of that person. I would need to check out their channel. I'm a huge fan of YouTubers that play with the medium of, you know, online video and just kind of mess with people's ideas of, you know, what a YouTube video should be. Because we're in like a really like post YouTube world now where, I don't know, we had that phase where we were still trying to figure out like how to do this whole vlog thing and like what's the best way to do it. And then we went through a period where like everyone just kind of did the same like kind of BuzzFeed challenge tag thing. And then now we're kind of over that hump where people are kind of really into like original content again. But I don't know, people like to be confused a little bit, in my opinion. I like to be confused when I watch a lot of things. So I don't know, I definitely think that like playing around with the medium on YouTube is a lot of fun and really interesting. So I support anybody who's doing that.
Yeah, I would definitely check out her channel. Her most recent vlogs have had to do with like 360 video and augmented reality overlays, which is also cool. But the type of like glitch effect type medium messing around with stuff vlogs were from, I'm gonna say like a year and a half ago, and the channel's name is Blink Pop Shift. She's very smart. She does lots of stuff with Vi-Heart as well.
Interesting. Yeah, no, definitely be sure to check that out.
I'm trying to figure out why my computer just like slowed to a damn crawl.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at a still image of you right now. I've been talking to Frozen Paul for a few minutes now.
Well, and that's the thing is I think that people can hear us on our show. Spoo, let me know if you can hear us okay in the chats. I'm pretty sure people can hear us okay, but I think that everybody's having video issues. And I suspect it's because my computer is sucky in some fashion. But I haven't done this in 2 months, so I'm like thinking, did I forget to turn something off? Did I set it up badly? I thought I'd set it up pretty well. I do not know. But that's fine. That's fine. If people can't hear me, if Spoo doesn't type in to the chat that he can hear me in a little while, then I'm going to have to like bail out on this again, make it crash and restart it again. We'll see what happens.
Man. I don't know. You're back up on my screen, all good now. So hopefully nobody else is having any issues. But I don't know. I've learned. I've never really do live streaming on YouTube, but as I've seen around, it like can get really tricky a lot of the time.
Oh, excellent. So a flying space rocket says we definitely can hear us, I think. I can see Aaron all right, though. Spoo says hear you both fine. See Aaron fine. Paul's video is trying to be glitchy. Ah.
Yeah, that's what it is, actually. Yeah, our internet isn't messing up. Paul's just kind of messing around with glitch effects.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the new wave.
I think I just I obviously just didn't quit enough applications or something. I got too much junk on my computer, man.
Yeah, too much junk in the trunk. And by trunk, I mean hard drive.
Exactly. I'm also nervous because I've never tried to use. I never had Time Warner Cable as my cable provider when I was doing a live show before. So I mean, for streaming stuff, for like streaming Netflix and stuff, it's great. But I've never tried to do anything upload wise.
Interesting.
On this, so we'll see. Man, I want Google to have fiber in LA so I can buy that immediately.
Yeah, Google Fiber is like wild. I know in like Tennessee at least, Xfinity is like huge.
Yeah.
Or Comcast Xfinity. I don't really know. I've never had either of them, but I'm pretty sure there's like a conspiracy going on because whenever like Xfinity Wi-Fi is available, my phone will automatically connect to it, even though I like constantly like try to get it to not. And I'm pretty sure Xfinity is like hacking my phone to make me sign up and like basically pay to use their Wi-Fi like anywhere in public.
That's interesting. I had like a Comcast competitor back in the DC area because I didn't want to pay Comcast because they're an evil overlord, basically. So I had like a competitor to them. They were really fast, completely reliable, and I tried to look for another smaller company in the LA area. Nothing. There's like Verizon. There's a Time Warner / Charter. I guess Charter bought them out, or vice versa. And that is it. That's all I could find.
Oh man, that's pretty wild.
Monopolies are bad, people.
Yeah, free internet for everyone always is what I say.
And that's what Clinton says. I think Clinton says free.
I think I recently saw that somewhere. I think it was either Clinton or Obama or somebody in the political world of government declared internet to be like a human right, I think.
Yes.
Which I think is really cool.
No, that was the United Nations. The United Nations said that access to the internet is a human right. That's what that is, which is awesome and amazing. But I think that Hillary Clinton actually made it one of her campaign promises because I specifically remember, I think it was like just right around the time that Sanders finally stopped campaigning. And somebody said, haha, the socialists didn't even say free internet for everybody, but Hillary Clinton is.
Oh, man. Crazy.
Spoo in the chat says, LA is the evil overlord of evil overlord cities.
I'm not going to argue with that one there.
I don't know.
LA is the evil overlord of YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
Every YouTuber lives in LA. And like, I've been feeling the pressure. And I've been out in LA chilling for like a few weeks now. And I'm like, whew, I just might have to move to LA.
Wait, if you're already here and chilling, How are you feeling more pressure to come and move here permanently?
Because I'm having fun. I'm
So it's
like,
not so
man,
much pressure. You actually just want to move to LA
yeah, I
now.
think I just want to move to LA. But, I like took it for a little tiny test drive to see how I like it. You know, tried it on, and I don't know. It's like it's really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to resist the movement because literally everyone I know is like either lives in LA already, is like in the process of moving, or like is planning to move in like the next 6 months. And it's like, whoa, everyone I know is going to LA. I guess I should just hop on the bandwagon, like, too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my network of people that I know on YouTube consists of three parties. There's the everybody's going to LA party, the everybody's going to London party, and then there's the I'm going to resist in my tiny little wherever I am.
I'm
I say tiny, tiny for YouTube. Like
yeah,
Chicago, Austin, New York City, those aren't actually tiny places, but for YouTube, they
for
seem
you.
to be.
Yeah, no, I'm actually probably a combination of all three of those things. Because I'm moving to Atlanta, and like I don't know any YouTubers in Atlanta, and it doesn't seem like anybody knows any YouTubers that are in Atlanta, which is really weird. But I've been like trying to resist LA, and I've also been kind of looking at London a little bit. I want to visit at least. It looks like a really fun time.
You should do the same thing that you did for VidCon, where you just like go to London for like 3 weeks with
Yeah,
an event in the middle. Whether that's you're missing right now Community Night London, Mary Aikman's awesome, event.
yeah, I've been seeing some real buzz about that on the internet, and I'm very proud of it.
I am so impressed by Mary all the time, and this looks like it was a huge success. So
Yeah,
kudos to Mary for Community Unite London, smaller creators over there. Well done.
definitely.
But then there's also Summer in the City. You haven't missed that, so you can go to
Yeah,
that.
I gotta go to Summer in the City. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I've been subconsciously kind of like planning it. In my planning, I mean just kind of halfway making the decision in my mind to go to London sometime next summer, probably for Summer in the City. But that'll all depend on how healthy my bank account is looking around that time. So
I feel that concern. Yes, I'm still spending money like I have a steady paycheck, even though that's somewhat in doubt.
yeah, it's hard out here, but it's all good. We've got the internet, and that's all you need.
Yeah, I figure worst comes to worst, I'll like lose my apartment and start have to live on the street, but I'll still have like my phone and the ability to get on the Wi-Fi of different
And
places.
then you'll have
I'll just like
Pokemon
vlog
Go.
it. It'll like go viral. That'll give me some
Exactly.
money.
And then even if you can't do that, you've got Pokemon Go, which is all you need. You can just constantly walk around everywhere, find some Pokemon. It'll take your mind off being homeless for a bit, and it'll just be a great time. You'll catch some like really rare creatures. I saw a Rattata in the LACMA yesterday. A lot of fun.
That is amazing. Oh, that's too funny.
Pokemon
I'm
Go is
I,
taking over my life.
it's already taken over mine a little bit, and but I'm starting to come down from it. I'm starting to come down from my Pokemon Go high, and
Really?
realizing, yeah, because I'm realizing I'm walking around playing this game. What am I getting out of it? I I
The
could be
honor.
like looking. I could be looking for a job. I could be editing my videos. I could
No,
actually
it's
be
about the
productive.
honor to be the very best. I will ask you this: what level are you in Pokemon Go?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head. I think I'm a 6, but let me take a look here.
Okay, like have you gotten to where
Um,
you pick your teams, basically?
yeah,
What
yeah.
team are you?
I am
This is
the blue team, Team Mystic,
Ooh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. I'm Team Valor, the red team. It
red
seems like
team.
nobody's picking the red team. Everybody's either Team Instinct or Team Mystic. But
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I'm for,
I was leaning toward red. I was.
I was
Yeah, I'm
I
level
mean
6.
I never considered Team Instinct just because boo, but I was heavily considering blue and red, and I was like, you know what, might have to go with red on this one, and it's a lot of fun. I'm very obsessed with Pokemon Go. I need to actually like get out of the house more and walk around and catch some more.
I just caught a sand shrew because I was just launching my app so I could see what my level was, but there was a sand shrew right there. I had to catch it.
You gotta catch it. That's the thing.
Catch it.
It's okay.
Have you learned about how you can like do cool throws?
What?
You can like if you hold your thumb on your on the Pokeball and like move it back and forth for a while, it'll start to spin, and then you throw it, and it's a curveball or an
Whoa.
Yeah, that boom.
Wow. Thank you for letting me know about that.
Look at that. Tips.
Real exclusive Pokemon Go knowledge being dropped in this live stream. I think I might have to tweet the live stream right now with that caption. I really
do it.
I'm a huge
Pokemon
fan.
Go tips.
Yeah, get the real exclusives here.
Well, yeah, I've sadly researched so much about Pokemon Go. I should be putting this kind of effort into finding a new job or like figuring out how to use Premiere Pro. But no, I'm apparently teaching myself about Pokemon Go instead.
Are you speaking of Premiere Pro, did you like just recently get Premiere?
I got it at the beginning of the year. I had been using Final Cut Pro before that.
Well, let me say welcome to the dark side. I'm a huge fan of Adobe products, and I hate Final Cut Pro personally. So let me applaud you on the great decision you've made for your life. Adobe Premiere is the tops. And also, if you ever wanted any tips or anything, I am like a block away from you. So we can
for now.
Yeah, no, until Wednesday.
Oh wow! Okay, so you're about to leave. You're about to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nice.
no, LA trip is coming to an end, sadly. It actually just hit me last night, and I was like, whoa. First of all, I've been here for like nearly 3 weeks, and also, two, this went by way faster than I thought it would, and I'm going to miss it.
Well, the week of VidCon, basically, from like Wednesday through Monday, it just seemed to go by like that. I was just blown away by how fast that was.
This was a long VidCon too, I think, because they didn't do just the strictly industry day. They did like 3 days of it, right? Like 3 days of everyone.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday of programming for everybody.
And then like Disney Day if you do that.
Yep, which I did.
Yeah, it was a really long VidCon.
Yeah, and it kind of started on Wednesday night with like the festival concerts too.
A lot of people got there like really early, and I remember like seeing on Twitter and stuff like everybody was like, "I'm at VidCon right now," and I was like, "Whoa, VidCon hasn't even started yet. It has it? I mean, it kind of has. I know. I love it. Eventually, I feel like by like 2020, VidCon's just straight up going to be a week."
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, again, like you pointed out, it's almost there. If you count Disney Day, it's like 4 days. That's a long freaking event.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind.
I liked it too. I'm into it. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Honestly, like, I don't know if other people could afford it as well because you got to take time away from jobs and school and whatever. But if it were a week, then they could take the same amount of programming that they have right now and spread it out more so that you didn't have people like missing out on shit or like running back and forth to get to everything.
It'd be a really interesting idea to see them. I don't know how that would work out. I know I'd be down to try that one VidCon just for fun. So what if we made VidCon 7 days? People losing their minds. Like, what? Everything we know about conventions is turned upside down on its head.
I wouldn't be surprised. It could happen. So how was this VidCon for you compared to the previous? Because you've been there this is your third one as well, right?
This is my third VidCon. Yeah. It's really interesting. I don't know. I've done VidCon a few times. Like I feel like all my VidCons have been kind of like weird experiences. Like my first VidCon was YoungTubers VidCon.
Right.
And so like I got to go for free basically and like was on a panel and it was very fun and like just a lot of craziness running around. And then last year's VidCon, I basically did FriendCon. Like I got a ticket and all, but I pretty much just spent time hanging out with people and didn't really go into any like panels or anything. And so that was like, a complete polar opposite VidCon, but it was also a lot of fun. This time was like a little bit of both. Like, I don't know. I pretty much just kind of hung out the whole time. It was a very chill VidCon, very good time to like kind of connect with good friends. And I don't know. It was nice to kind of take a break from some of the craziness of, like, I've got to do this panel this time and then go right to this next thing and then right to this next thing and right to this next thing. And it's very nice to kind of like take a second to like chill at VidCon because everything's happening so fast. So yeah, this VidCon was a lot of fun. I don't know if I would ever say any VidCon has topped my first one, but I feel like that's just kind of how it goes too. Like your first VidCon is always like the one.
I mean, either it's because it's your first VidCon or because it was the VidCon where you paneled.
Yeah. It's like it was a great experience, definitely. And but yeah, no, I mean, I'm definitely gonna be at VidCon. Oh, side note, it literally just hit me in my brain. This year, highlight of VidCon, in my opinion, I might be a little bit biased, but the Cypher, if anybody knows about that. So basically, like that Friday at midnight, basically got a bunch of people to kind of go around the convention center, like back to like kind of the more like open area where like the secret show and stuff was.
Yeah.
And we all basically just got in a big circle, put on some like hip hop beats, and like everybody like hopped in and like freestyle rapped. And it was a lot of fun. It's I don't know. I do it a lot with my friends, like just in real life. Because freestyle rapping is a lot of fun. And I don't think people realize that. Like people get kind of hung up on like, oh, I don't know how to rap. I don't sound good. I might say something dumb. It's like, don't even worry. It's all about just kind of like letting loose and kind of being like vulnerable in a way in front of people. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. And a lot of people came out and it looked like everybody had a great time. It was a huge come up from last year's Cypher, which was about 7 or 8 people in a circle. And then this time it was like 20 to 30 people who were all were able to like meet up at midnight, which is a really funny idea.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I watched the video of it and it was awesome. Like Austin Dodge had some flow to him. I was impressed.
Yeah, we practiced on the way to VidCon. gotta get the rust off the bars.
Yeah. And then like Chloe was just participating for the hell of it. That was great.
Yeah, no, she spit some real conspiracy bars that were great. I loved it. There was this other girl. I feel really bad. I cannot remember her name at the very moment, but we were kind of tweeting back and forth before the Cypher, and she was like, I wasn't sure if I should come or not. She like hopped in twice actually in the video, and she like basically was talking about how she like kind of came to VidCon alone and was kind of getting out there and like putting herself out there in front of a bunch of people that she didn't know, freestyle rapping for like the first time. And it was just like a really great kind of supportive environment where everybody is like cheering each other on. And she came through with a really, really crazy hot bar. I don't know if you saw it in the video. It's what was my personal favorite. She like did a verse about like wearing the same shirt as somebody, and then she's like, maybe you should put on a sweater, and then like the beat dropped out and everybody just loses their mind. I don't know, it was a lot of fun. Definitely we'll do another one next year at VidCon. So I like have to go to VidCon every year now.
Yeah. If nothing else, you got to crash VidCon with a Cypher every year.
Exactly. Now it's like a real tradition, and now I can't abandon it 2 years in. Gotta at least do one more.
So, wait, so this is only the second Cypher?
Yeah, this is the second VidCon Cypher.
Oh, damn.
And then we did one other playlist live Cypher earlier this year.
Okay. How was that?
It was fun. It was very similar to the first like VidCon Cypher, except we were in a hotel room, and it was just a lot of fun. We got some people to like make a beat, and we just kind of went around our hotel room and just kind of like spit some bars. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. I love freestyle rapping. I advocate for it to everyone. You know, whenever you're with good friends, just put on a little beat and then freestyle rap, and don't worry about sounding dumb. The dumber things you say, the better, because it'll be funny.
I was very impressed. I was very impressed with the beats you spun for those too, as well.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
I wasn't sure if it's like somebody gonna be like beatboxing or if it's just gonna be like a cappella freestyle
Oh
rap.
no.
But no, you got like legit beats.
You gotta bust out the big guns. You gotta get some real beats. It's a funny thing that I don't know if anybody really noticed, but I'm a huge Kanye West fan personally. And during the cipher, I think like 4 out of the 5 beats we used were like Kanye beats.
I recognized 2 of them as Kanye beats. I recognized 2 of them, but it wasn't. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot.
we had like there was Drive Slow, and then there's Flashing Lights.
I heard Flashing Lights,
and then there was 30 Hours. I think those are all the Kanye beats. Actually, we had like another like Earl Sweatshirt beat or an Odd Future beat, and then we had a custom beat that friend Nelson made there.
See, now when you do get to Sitsi and you do the cipher there, you got to have like Varman Nava come out with some of his custom beats that he has on his.
Oh man, that's like a huge motivator of why I need to go to like somewhere in the city. Because I don't know, I've talked to like Taha Khan about it a lot too.
Yeah,
we're just like, yeah, we need to get the UK cipher. I'm really into UK hip hop and grime also. I just really like the culture and the way they do it. Like it's just a different take on hip hop. But I actually got Taha to like make me a Spotify playlist of like UK hip hop starter pack. Because I was like, I don't want to be like a dumb American who's like, I know about UK hip hop, like Skepta, and then like, you know, the kind of like a non-American saying, I know about American hip hop, like Jay-Z, right? You know, like so he made me a playlist and it's very dope and I love it. And I need to get to the UK. Somebody start a Kickstarter, GoFundMe campaign, send Aaron to the UK. You don't have to send me back to America. I'll just stay there forever.
That's a good goal. Yeah, I that's got, see, when it happens, because I know it's gonna happen. I believe it's gonna happen. When it happens, I want to see like Taha out in the middle of the circle, busting out his popping and locking.
Man!
While the cipher is happening. Come on,
it'll be ridiculous. Like honestly, I feel like if we did a Summer in the City UK cipher, it would break the internet. It would really solidify the cipher as a true international YouTube tradition. And that's all I really want is to leave my mark on the YouTube community in the form of hip hop and freestyle rapping. I feel like that's a really fun goal.
I mean, I actually had that on my list of things like, what do you want to put on the internet in the future?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking a lot about hip hop in this interview or live stream or whatever we're doing here. We're just kind of hanging out and just talking. I don't know. It's just, how's the audience? I feel like I haven't.
Spoo is still watching for sure because he's commenting every now and then. Not too much else yet. That's all right.
Okay,
that's all right.
Cool. Well, shout out to Spoo for being here, hanging out with us.
He says that there's German hip hop, MC Smook. I don't know if that's a joke or what. It could be legit. I don't know.
It could be legit. I don't know. I've heard of like one German hip hop person ever, and I don't remember their name, but I remember it was very interesting to listen to.
I was hoping that that Chloe would tune in, that Emily Clementine would tune in.
Yeah, where's the
crew?
Squad? Where's the squad?
Yeah. I got a chance for our viewers. I got a chance to hang out with some of my YouTuber friends, including Aaron, on the beach for 4th of July, and the ending of that day was not the best, but the day itself was excellent. The day was excellent. And Emily was part of that group. Chloe was going to be part of that group. It's good times. Oh, have I lost you? Are you still there? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Let me tweet at Aaron, see if he's still alive. etc. Still there? I'll take this opportunity to tweet out that people should join in and ask us questions. That's what I will do.
Whoops.
Oh no, what happened?
My Wi-Fi like just crashed for like half a second. Got real weird. There's two of me in the
There's
thing
two
now.
of you now. Now that's weird. What's the last thing you heard me say?
You got the chance to hang out with some YouTube friends on the 4th of July, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, it was good times. Oh, Milo Stewart is here. Milo Stewart. Hey, Milo.
Hello, Milo. Thanks for tuning in. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I've always wanted to say that, like, call into a radio station. And I don't know, I'm a huge fan of that phrase.
Me too. It's a great joke phrase.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Although you're not supposed to say it as a participant on the radio show. I feel like you even actually made that comment when you were chatting with Mary and me when I was doing my show with Mary Aikman.
Probably. That sounds like something I'd say.
Yes. Milo Stewart says, "Y'all are babes."
Stop. Oh, stop. Stop. Keep going. Keep going.
Let's see here. So I wanted to ask you. Oh, okay. All right. So I know that sometimes you criticize the YouTube environment right now.
A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
A little bit.
So what is your biggest critique of what's going on YouTube right now?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a huge question.
And I throw like, hey, you're not going to hurt my feelings or anybody else. I don't care. Lay it on the line, man.
My biggest critique, I think a huge topic of discussion over the past like week or so that I've been talking about with Austin a lot is that 2016, and we've also talked about this a little bit too, that 2016 is like the year of YouTube beef and YouTube drama. And it's ridiculous. Like everybody who's like, you know, a lot of huge YouTubers, a lot of them kind of in like the more gaming side of the YouTube community. There's a lot of like just back and forth drama being thrown like with Leafy and then like H3H3 and then like Onision and like just a bunch of like YouTubers, except for H3H3. I love H3H3, but like just a bunch of like other people who are just kind of like trash tubers who just kind of, I don't know, they only get their kind of like views and like people out of just like shock value instead of having really like good content. And I don't know, it's just, there's just like a lot of, there's like so many just like call out videos and like Leafy will make something about H3H3, H3H3 will make something about Drama Alert, and they'll make something about PewDiePie, and it's just like a huge circle of just drama. And it's really funny in one way because like drama and beef has kind of become the new like collab almost, to where like, you know, somebody will make something about somebody else and then they'll send all their subscribers to their channel, they'll do something, send them over. It's kind of this works the same way, but I don't know, it's all from a very kind of like negative place, and I don't like it. I don't like that that's where like kind of the heavy hitters of YouTube in 2016 are, and like some of the fastest growing channels of the year have gotten there simply because of just like shock value and beef and drama and kind of like throwing shit at each other. Yeah. It's
a mess. In the comments, Milo says it's the first year I've had YouTube drama at least, and then he said, "I'm going to fight Onision, slay Onision, reacting and harassing 17-year-olds."
Oh, fight Onision. Yeah, and also another huge criticism I have right now is, all right, so I'm a huge fan. I might lose some friends, some followers. But I will defend Jacob Sartorius.
You and Nathan, man.
Jacob Sartorius is a good, wholesome kid who is just trying to make it out here, or he's an Illuminati clone cyborg created by the government to rule over the masses. Either way, I don't have any beef with him.
Either way, you support him. Either the Illuminati or a nice guy.
But it's really funny how like Jacob Sartorius, like, I get that it's like he's kind of a cringy kid and like musically is like kind of a dumb app, but at the same time, like he literally is just like a little kid. And I don't know, you have like grown men who are like, I don't know, who kind of bank off of like majorly talking shit on like a 13-year-old, like just so they can like get views and like get, you know, the revenue from that. And it's, I don't know, it's just kind of weak to me. It's like, come on, pick a better target. Like, you know, like Nash Greer, like talking about people like Nash Greer or like whatever, it was like okay, because like they're like almost adults, you know, like they're old enough to like be criticized. But like Jacob Sartorius, he's just a little kid who had fun on this app made for little kids to just have fun. And like a bunch of other little kids kind of just look up to him, have fun with it. I don't know. I think Jacob Sartorius is a really funny, kind of wholesome meme. I don't know. I haven't seen anything problematic about him yet, but
yeah, he's young still. Give him a year.
Young.
Give him a year or two. Young.
But as it stands right now, Jacob Sartorius is good. But let's not get it twisted. Matty B is still the real OG here. Jacob Sartorius can never take his spot. Matty B is the original kid rapper dude, little boy on the internet. I don't know.
I mean, you're making some valid points. Milo in the comments is chiming in and agreeing with you. I hate how all these old male YouTubers are trashing on Jacob. And then when you talked about how you feel about the situation, Milo said, "That's me at Daz Games. He got millions of views hating on Jacob."
Yeah, like, and then there's like Rice Gum who does a whole like series of videos just making fun of kids for having fun on an app where they're meant to be kind of goofy and whatever. And I don't know, when you're like a 20-something or like 30-year-old man or whatever, and you're like, wow, here's what I'm gonna make a career out of, just like making fun of like 10-year-olds who are literally just being 10-year-olds. Like that's what they do. Like they're kind of cringy, they're kind of whatever, because like that's how 10-year-old, they're kids. Like it's, I don't know. I think people kind of make a much bigger deal and like meme out of the whole like Musical.ly generation than I feel like they should. Like it's just another thing out of all like the newer apps and like new social media platforms for people to get big. I feel like Musical.ly is pretty like harmless. Like I think it's harmless. It's kind of clever too, in my opinion. Just the way that the app works, like how the premise of it, of having like people lip sync a song and it speeds it up, and just it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty harmless. It's not like I haven't seen any instances of it, of somebody on Musical.ly using their platform to spew like sexist garbage or hate or anything like that. I haven't seen that yet.
Okay,
so I don't
actually. Sorry to interrupt. But there's this video that's been going around actually that's really funny, and it's a compilation of white people saying the N-word on like lip syncing it on Musical.ly, and it's and I'm not one, like I'm sure there's like a lot of white people out there that are more kind of sensitive about it than I am. Like I encourage some of my white friends who like get it and like would never say it already to be like, I'm gonna hear you say it once just because it'd be funny. But so like I find sometimes like a lot of times when like white people are doing it, like it's kind of funny to me. So I don't know, problematic fave right here. But so like I loved the video just because I remember when I first saw Musical.ly, it was like a little kid, like just like a little white kid who was like singing along to some song and like they mouthed along with it, and I was like, whoa. I mean, I guess they're not saying it, but like, I don't know. It's a very funny byproduct of Musical.ly.
I mean, like compared to like a karaoke session where somebody gets to that word and they don't sing it, but they mouth it. Would you be like, no, get off the stage? No, I think that'd probably like be the most acceptable way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm a huge fan of white people replacing it with neighbor. That's a huge one. Like if you're all right, it's like PSA to all my white friends out there. Even if you're listening to the hardest core Chief Keef hip hop music in the car amongst your other white friends or whatever, just replace the N-word with neighbor, and you get plus 100 respect points. Because A, you don't have to prove to me that you're cool enough to say the dreaded word. And also, it's a lot cooler to see that somebody like gets it and like they are conscious enough to know that they probably shouldn't say it because like, you know, they get it. And also just neighbor, like my neighbor, like, like it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like, I feel like more people need to take advantage of that.
And it sounds so white.
Yeah.
Oh, that is just brilliant.
It's perfect. It's the perfect replacement. It works. It works. It's the same amount of syllables. It'll always work. It's not like, you know, muting yourself or like saying something. It's like it works. It fits right in perfectly. And it's like such a white thing to replace it with that it worked. It's just great. Bo Burnham would say it. And if Bo Burnham would do it, I think we should all do it.
That's not a bad rule of thumb. We are joining in the chat by Shut Up Carly, who says, oh my God, shut up, Carly.
Wow, shut up, Carly. Why don't you leave the live stream more like...
Oh, don't fight our viewers. Fight me first.
No, it's okay. We know each other. We got beef eternally for the rest of time. And the next time we see each other, we will fight. So excellent. That's...
Good. I'm glad. Phew. So Shut Up Carly says, oh my God, wait, do people actually do that? God bless. About using neighbor instead of the N-word.
I don't remember the first time I heard it. It's very rare that I actually hear it. But ever since I first heard it, like maybe a year or two ago, I was like, wow, I need everybody to do that from now on. I don't know. It just little things that make the world a better place.
That's pretty fun. Well, we're also joined in the chat by Stay Cucino, my friend Sabrina from New York, who says, my neighbor would sound charming, like a rapping Mr. Rogers.
Exactly. It's like there's no downside. There's no downside. Like if you use neighbor, then you automatically are winning because like you're not saying the N-word. You don't have any trouble with that being problematic, and also it's just a lot of fun.
If I heard someone do that like at a karaoke or like at Cypher, holy shit! If I heard that at Cypher, I would fall on the ground laughing.
Yeah, like
I might have to do that at Cypher. I think I'm gonna do that.
So I need everybody who's watching the live stream right now to be the neighbor street team and to advocate to all of your white friends that whenever they want to rap and get a little risque with some of the racial slurs they might be slanging, tell them, hey, maybe you should just say neighbor instead and watch the world change.
Shut Up Carly also said in response to your beef comments, boy, I swear to God.
We got beef. It's okay. She's coming to Nashville sometime. We're gonna fight.
Excellent.
I'll put it on the internet. Speaking of fighting, VidCon, Video Conflict, was a huge success.
Who'd you fight with at VidCon?
I got into a few different beefs. Well, I had a new beef every day was the rule. I wanted to get into as many like fights in VidCon drama as possible, and hopefully I broke the record. Hopefully nobody else had more drama than me, but I know that's probably not true. There's definitely more drama out there, but I got into some like really fake Twitter beefs with some of my friends who were like in on it beforehand. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like make the internet think that I'm in a serious beef with some of my like good friends. So friend David Godinez, who came out to the cipher, he was the day one beef. So called him out on Twitter, just like, the classic fake friend, fuck you, man, kind of thing. And, publicly tagged him so that everybody could see. And like, we kept the charade up for a minute. And like, I had people texting me, like sending me screenshots of my tweet. And they're like, what happened? Like people thought the beef was real.
Oh.
And like the cherry on top of the first day was we were outside the lobby of the Marriott, and me and David like had like crossed paths, and we were like fighting, and we're like, I can't believe it. And my friend Roma was filming, and she sent me like a little video clip, and I tweeted it like it was like this like really kind of like pixelated vertical like world star-esque fight video that was just at VidCon. And like anybody who like doesn't know already would probably think that I had some real beef at VidCon, and I was like fighting people, truly.
That's amazing. In the chat, Shut Up Carly says, Aaron doesn't make friends, he makes beef.
That is true. I haven't heard a truer thing today. I make beef. I don't call my friends friends. I call them opponents.
In the CTM, somebody whose name is CTM joins us in the chat.
That's the boy Connor.
Okay. And they said playlist DC cipher, neighbor is going to be the hot word.
Uh-oh. Too bad I'm not going to be at playlist DC. Yikes. But playlist Orlando, that's the real hotness.
There you go.
I don't know. How is have you ever been you've been to playlist DC, right?
I was at the first playlist DC. It was weird and sad. Basically. Like,
oh man.
Because like everything that was going, they were like meeting your celebrity fan in one section, but it was kind of like it was not as well organized as VidCon by any means. I don't think it's as well organized as Orlando playlist either. So it was kind of like haphazard, and then like all the panels were in the same room, one room.
Oh man,
all day long.
Geez. That is crazy. So like people are basically talking over each other almost.
Yes, that happened. And like I was in that room for the smaller creators panel 1 hour, and then the next hour were a bunch of like 10-year-old people who were apparently famous on YouTube and Vine, but I didn't know any of them. Good, I'm glad. I was like, okay, I guess this is like YoungTube-ish, but what? I don't.
It's weird walking around like Playlist Live and like VidCon, because I'm not even that. I'm 19 years old, and I've been on YouTube for a minute now, like basically half my life. But like I've only been to like Playlist Live since 2013, and I don't know. It's really funny. I still like feel like a grandpa, like walking around a little bit, because it's like, who are these kids? Like there'll be a kid with like a line of like 50 people trying to get a picture, and I'm like, even if you gave me a multiple choice list of names of that, like who this kid might be, I couldn't guess. Like I have no clue whatsoever. It's just really fun to see how big the internet's gotten, that like, a few years ago, the big people were the people that everyone knew. And now you could be a big person and still be like completely irrelevant in somebody else's eyes, which I don't know, adds like another layer of just kind of like freedom in a little way. Because I don't know, YouTube's no longer one big community. Well, it is one big community, but now there's just a lot of smaller subcategories of the YouTube community, and it just, I don't know, it makes it very interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fun to see.
YouTube is like Los Angeles or New York City, where yes, it's all one big city, but within there you've got very distinct neighborhoods, and there are people who only stay in their neighborhood and they don't go to the other ones for a variety of reasons.
That's a very accurate way of describing YouTube. I don't know, I'm a huge fan of like little phrases. I've realized like whenever I hear somebody say a phrase that I think sounds really good or rolls off the tongue really well, or every time I say something where I'm like, hold up, let me rewind, because that was a good collection of words there. It was a lot of fun. But I was talking about just kind of like growing up on the internet. And it was like, wow, it's like for people who didn't grow up here being like the physical place that is the internet, and how the internet just kind of feels like a physical place. Like YouTube isn't just like some weird online destination. It's almost like a city or high school almost, where like, you know, all these people and there's like different subcategories and cliques of people, and it's interesting. It's very interesting, like virtual space.
Yeah, I mean, I think at one point it probably was very much like a high school, but it's kind of grown beyond that, because there's now parts of YouTube, as it has grown, that don't really like get involved in cliques, don't really get involved in beef and drama. They just like do their own shit because they can. Like, there's a whole section of YouTube based on like car parts. There's a car parts section of YouTube. I discovered this at Creator Day DC. I had no idea that was a thing, but that's a thing.
Yeah, YouTube is huge. Like, if there's something that you want to watch on YouTube, I guarantee you can find it. Like the other day, I had like a little nostalgic flashback moment, and I was like, whoa, I want to watch a Beyblade tournament on YouTube just for fun. And found like the best video to like project on a wall, basically. And it's this kid who's got like 100 Beyblades that he all custom made himself and like named them and everything. And he's just like got the camera set up in the little arena, and he's just letting them rip, and he's doing it on his, like, I don't know, it's just really funny to see. And there's such a huge variety of content on YouTube that it's like very almost intimidating if you're like new here, but it's also it's just really weird, because I don't know, a lot of people who are in the YouTube community get kind of bogged down and thinking like, I need to make this type of video, or like, this is what a vlog or like YouTube video is. But YouTube is weird. YouTube is huge and very weird. And there's a lot out there that you wouldn't know existed.
That's amazing. In the comments, Shut Up Carly says, have you heard of the washing machine community? Hours of people recording the spin cycle of washing machines, apparently.
Wow. No, that sounds amazing, though, and I need to look that up.
Wow. Milo says, at my country school, there was an article about YouTubers, and they were all like guys who make their own hunting knives and girls who did makeup.
Wow. Love those gender roles, first of all. And wow, like YouTube is very wild. Like I don't know, it's just very funny. It's huge. Like, there's so much you could do. Like, the possibilities are endless. Like, it's very, I don't know, I love living in the future.
It is. It's really cool living in the future. It's really cool that, like, if it weren't for the internet, for example, if it weren't for the internet, I could go my entire life living in one section of the United States, and I would never know that there were a chain of like gas stations, or like this big gas station thing in Texas called Buc-ee's, that apparently everybody from Texas knows about Buc-ee's. But I'm not from Texas, so I had no idea. But in the last week or so, I've seen like 3 different people post on the internet about Buc-ee's from Texas.
Jeez.
What just happened?
Yeah, no, the just global community that is the internet is really, really fun and interesting. Like, if it weren't for the internet, I wouldn't be like in LA right now, because I wouldn't know the person who lives in this house and would let me stay with them for a little bit. And I don't know, it's just really fun to think about like how the world and like how personally your life would be different without the internet. Like a sentence that like could not exist in the 90s that I was able to say completely truthfully was, I did a collaborative dance battle open challenge globally with my friend from Belgium. And it's like, what even? Like, that sentence doesn't exist in the 90s, you know? It's like, first of all, how did you get a friend in Belgium? Second of all, how did you organize this mass dance battle? And third of all, how did you get other people to participate from around the world? And it's like, the internet.
True.
It's very crazy, like huge things that just would not be possible without this here thing.
Yeah. I mean, I might be in California, but I'd probably be in like Santa Barbara, because that's where my friend from college lives. So I'd just be over there instead. But because like younger Paul, even from like 5 years ago, Paul, if you'd asked him his opinion about LA, he'd be like, where all the weirdos live? No, thank you.
Now you're one
No.
of them. Now you're one
Now
of
I'm one of the weirdos.
them.
Let's see here. Oh, Lucky Howell has joined us in the chat.
Whoa. There's the boy, Lucky Howell. What's up?
Who joins in and says, gotta love Buc-ee's.
I don't even know what. I've never heard of that place, by the way. I have no clue what that is.
Well,
Buc-ee?
Milo is from Texas and immediately knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I've never heard of Buc-ee's. Is it? It sounds like it'd be like a barbecue place. Is it?
From my friend Christy Turlin on YouTube put up a video about going to participate in setting a world record for the most piccolos playing a solo piccolo piece at the same time. And on her way there, stopped at a Buc-ee's and like did like this video pan back and forth, and it looks like a gas station the size of a Walmart is what it looks like. And I don't know if there's like more than one or if it's just that one place or what, but it looks enormous.
It's very wild. Do you spell it like Bucees?
Yes.
Okay.
All the E's.
Okay. I just Googled it because I like needed to know immediately what this place was. And what is this? I still don't really know what is going to have a recipe. They have a recipe section on their website for loco cheese and meat dip. Okay, let me on their website. These are their categories like on the menu. Let me just run through the list here. So we have home, locations like any place would, recipes, car washes, jobs, and then like it just goes into like contact us. But what I'm more confused than I was before now. Is it like a Wawa kind of thing, or is it like a gas station? Is it like an auto repair? What is happening here? What is Buc-ee's? Texas, you crazy for this one. Maybe I have to go to really truly experience.
I don't know. Are you flying back to Nashville or are you driving back?
I'm flying back. I sorry for like that was a very like enthusiastic response, but I drove to VidCon. I drove to VidCon last year, and it was fun driving there, but the drive back literally made me want to crash my car, especially driving through Texas. And I literally can't go through that again. Not in this decade. Maybe in 2020, but I don't think I'll be doing any other like solo cross country road trips like that. Because wow. But
I mean, I've made the trip from East Coast to West Coast, as you saw. So I've experienced that. It was in some of the country areas. It was difficult, but I made it.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it again. Probably.
Yeah, no, it was like, especially it was really weird for VidCon too, because it's like, all right, we're driving 30 hours over to VidCon to Anaheim. We'll be here for 2 or 3 days, and then we're just gonna turn around and drive back. Like I couldn't do that one. That's wow. It was huge. It was a lot of fun. It was very beautiful, like being able to see a bunch of the new states that I'd never been to, like New Mexico or like Arizona. But yeah, I can't make that drive back. I much prefer I much prefer flying. And for somebody who flies a lot, because I'm not like a frequent flyer, like because I don't know anybody. Like I don't fly for free or anything, so like it's very expensive to like fly places. But
yeah,
I'm a huge fan of flying. Like airport security, like I don't know, a lot of people like complain about like airports and stuff, but I've always gotten through airport security in like 10 minutes or less and never really had any issues. Planes always like usually landing at the destination like a little bit early, and just like the idea and like process of just like flying across the country and like being able to look down and just getting that like perspective over the world. It's really fun, really interesting. And I don't know, I freak out about it every time. I've been on at least like 30, 40 flights like in my life, maybe not that many, but I've been on a good amount of flights in my life. But I don't know, it's still like a thing that very much excites me, being able to like look out my window. But maybe it's also because I pay a lot for plane tickets and I want to convince myself that it's worth it. Oh no, did this freeze? And I'm back. Paul, I don't know. My internet just kind of got weird for a second. Well, I think it's just me here. So, taking over the show, guys. Welcome to the new and improved Abrica Awesome Talks. I don't have the YouTube page open, so I can't see any comments, but I'm just going to assume that they're flying in. And I'm just going to keep on talking because I think this is still live. I'm just going to keep on saying some words until Paul gets back. If you missed what I was saying earlier, I was just ranting about how much I love airplanes and flying. It's a lot of fun. I drank a lot of coffee, so I'm ranting a lot. I lost my wallet a few minutes ago. It's a lot of fun. I'm trying to find it, but you know how that goes. Cool. We are out here on the Google Hangout, waiting for the main man to make his way back to the live stream. Will he do it? Will he make it? Will I ever stop talking? Find out next time on youtube.com/abricaawesome. Are we still? Geez, Paul, where'd you go? If Aaron doesn't have chat open, I'm just gonna trash talk him. Okay, so now I just reopened the thing and that's the first comment I see. Well, thanks. This is in the song 30 Hours About Driving to VidCon. That's true. I really wish that that song came out like a year earlier because I would have listened to it for 30 hours straight on the way to VidCon, and it would have made a really funny YouTube video. Like, has anybody listened to 30 hours for 30 hours straight? Would you go crazy? Would you get sick of it? I feel like I would just be jamming out. I've probably listened to that song a collective 30 hours anyway. Oh no, my headphones got unplugged. And I drove like 30 hours. How's everyone? We got 7 people watching right now. How's everybody out there doing? Leave a comment that says Kanye West is the Kanye best if you're an active viewer here. Oh, geez. Paul, where are you at, dude? I can't keep on entertaining these people. I'm not actually very entertaining when it comes to live streaming solo. I like having a person to talk to and whatnot. Kanye West is the Kanye best. Thanks a lot, Milo. Oh, dang. You guys are, shouts out to you guys that are actually commenting that. Hangouts live on air. Sometimes we have technical difficulties and sometimes we don't, but this is not one of those times. This is one of the times that we do. And that's okay because sometimes life doesn't go the way you want it to. But you still power through it and you still keep on talking even though you have nothing to say. But it's all good because this is how I make my YouTube videos anyway. I just say a bunch of words and jump cut it up and then it's entertaining because that's how YouTube works. I'm out here listening to you and watching some rad Beyblade tournaments. Yes, I got into Beyblade videos like a couple years back for like a hot minute, and it was a lot of fun. Is Paul back? Paul's back.
I'm
Here.
trying to be back.
I don't know if you're in the YouTube stream yet, but you're in my Google Hangouts. I've been keeping the people entertained.
Good.
I've just been saying some, just whatever. Tell us about your best VidCon experience, unless you already talked about that. I'll talk about it again. Like all VidCons or like this recent VidCon? Because this recent VidCon, my favorite was the Cypher. But in all of VidCon, like all my VidCons, the best experience was probably YouTubers. Just because, you know, being on a panel is great. Being on a panel for your first VidCon is great. And young tubers and Sabrina and Emily and Anthony and Alyssa and everybody who was on the panel, they were all great. Some of the best people.
I am looking back through the chat history.
I tried to get some people to comment Kanye West is the Kanye best for you. The Cypher, what is that? So a Cypher basically is when you get a bunch of people around each other, like in a circle or whatever, and you like just freestyle rap basically. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really fun way to kind of, I don't know, have a lot of fun with your friends and be vulnerable and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. Love hip hop, love rap, love freestyling, love embarrassing myself.
I mean, if I did not enjoy embarrassing myself, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
Exactly. Like, I think we're all a little bit addicted to it, to the craziness that is this World Wide Web.
It makes us sound like misogynist. No. Yeah, misogynists. No. Masochists.
Oh, yeah.
My brain was like not working for a second there.
Misogynist.
That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right,
Masochists.
is it? Yeah, that's what we all are, pretty much.
Milo says 3 panelists in the history of YoungTube have gone to the same college. What?
Whoa, that's really interesting.
That is interesting.
I feel like it's probably a college that's in LA because every YouTuber lives in LA, and you know, I'm not bitter or anything.
I mean, well, your tentative plan, from what I understand, is finish up with art school in Nashville, then go to ATL, and then go to LA, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Currently at the plan. Well, I'm finished with art school in Nashville.
Oh, you are done.
And I'm finishing art school in Atlanta, like this fall. So I'm like, Atlanta's the immediate next move.
Gotcha.
And then sometime in the next 2 years, while I finish up school, I'm gonna decide whether I want to move to LA or somewhere else. It'll probably be LA though. It's a lot of fun. Very fun city. I'm really gonna miss Del Taco.
I actually want to go to Del Taco. I haven't been yet.
Whoa, you gotta go. It's like Taco Bell, but it's just as good and it's cheaper. And they have amazing churros. And I feel like that's a really great like pull to get somebody to come to like a taco place. It's like it's just as good as Taco Bell, but it's cheaper, which makes it better than Taco Bell.
Yeah, I was looking on their menu to see if there's anything I could eat, and I mean, vegan wise, there's nothing I can eat, but vegetarian wise, I mean, I can have like their breakfast burrito or their 7-layer burrito, and because I want to experience it, and I think I can like swallow. I think I can like accept those options.
Yeah. One thing, I don't know, you should definitely try their churros. If nothing else.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's the real star of the show, in my opinion. Their churros are really, really good. Like, they're crazy good. I've never had a better churro from a fast food place. It's kind of crazy.
How does it compare to Disneyland churros?
Disneyland churros? I don't know. I've never been to Disneyland. Not actual Disneyland. I've been to like downtown Disney here in Anaheim. Ain't nobody got money for that. I've been to Disney World in Orlando a few times, and like.
Well, I've heard that's better anyway, so you're fine.
Really? I've heard that the Anaheim is the real spot.
Well, Anaheim is like I think it's the OG, but it's like apparently Disney World is enormous and has tons of everything, according to my friends who've been to both. And
Yeah.
Disneyland just feels tiny for the people who've come from Florida to California. Yeah.
So
But we've got like two parks. We've got Disneyland and California Adventure. So maybe the combination of them equals one Disney World. I don't know.
interesting. Yeah, I know. I've walked around like downtown Disney a little bit, but I've never actually been to Disneyland in Anaheim. So,
I am not a big fan of getting on rides, getting on roller coasters. Like I'm fine with like the chill children's rides, like the kids rides that go really slow and you get like 1 cup of water in your face and that's it. I can handle that, but anything more than exciting than that, and it's too exciting for me.
Oh man, I'm a huge roller coaster person. I'm a major thrill seeker with that. I have no regard for my own life or the lives of the people around me. Clearly, I don't know. Roller coasters aren't that dangerous, but they're a lot of fun. I don't know. I grew up in Cincinnati, where they have like a really fun. They have a really fun like amusement park there called Kings Island, and there's this ride that's called the Drop Zone, and literally it's just this pole. And like I'm sure other amusement parks have like the same kind of thing because you can only make so many different roller coasters. But there's just like this one huge pole, and like everybody's sitting around it in like the circular thing, and it literally just lifts you up like a few stories up in the sky.
Holy
and it just drops you. They catch you like before you hit the ground, and they like do a little bounce action.
I'm glad that you explained that, and then it's not just like you plummet to your death.
Yeah, you just fall and it's over, and you get to ride it once, maybe twice if you're lucky. Very few people live to tell the story. I was one of those people.
In the chat, we've got Shut Up Carly said, okay, I've considered moving. Oh, actually, first of all, Milo said that the universities that were the same for the young tubers were all in Chicago. So that's interesting.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah. I have friends who are from Chicago who tell me who've been to other cities like New York, DC, LA, who insist that Chicago is the best city in the world. So there's some like serious loyalty to Chicago.
Yeah, I've only driven through Chicago. I definitely want to like kick it up there for a little bit because I love me some Chi-Town. I have a lot of real Midwest pride going on here. I think it's a very underrated region of the country.
I think Ava Gordy and Wheezy Waiter both came from Chicago.
I know Wheezy Waiter for a fact came from Chicago. I'm not really sure about Ava where she's from, but Chicago. I mean, Chicago's really fun. They like gave us deep dish pizza and Kanye West and Chance the Rapper.
I mean, I appreciate all three of those things pretty hard. So that's great. That's good.
Like, so I mean, I definitely got to give Chi-Town some love. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. I've had a lot of coffee.
Good. It keeps your energy up. That's important.
Yeah.
Milo says, I don't want to live in LA. I feel like my career will push me there, but I'm not an LA person. You know what? Here's what I want to happen. I want something like an Austin, Texas to blow up as a YouTube spot. I think that would be like fantastic.
Yeah. That'd be really okay. This might sound a little bit selfish, but it's very, I thought this before I was moving there, but I always like wanted Atlanta to be like the new spot almost. Like,
but Atlanta's like the music industry. It's like empires in Atlanta.
True. I mean, Austin is like the live music capital of the world place, though.
I guess that's true.
And they have like South by Southwest. But like, no, just like really cool kind of like cities that don't get as much attention as like New York, LA, Chicago. That would be really cool that have like nice little hubs of YouTubers that live there. Like, I think Austin would do really well with that. I feel like Chicago would do really well. And I want Atlanta to do well, but there's no YouTubers that live there. Apparently, I've asked, like, I don't know. I know plenty of YouTubers. I've asked them all if they know anybody in Atlanta, and none of them know anybody. It's going to be very interesting.
What else did I miss? Oh, Milo was asking about Harry Potter World. Yeah, that's at Universal Studios, which is in California. I'm going to go to that. Justin Dennis has already been, and I'm super jealous of her. So I want to go myself and check out Harry Potter World. Like, I'm not a big person who like fans over stuff, but Harry Potter is big, even for somebody who's as chill about fandoms as I am. I can't resist it.
Do you wanna hear another real controversial statement? Might lose me some friends, might lose me some followers, but I'll power through it.
You're gonna tell me that you're gonna tell us that you hate Harry Potter, aren't you?
No, I'm not gonna tell you that. I have no hate, all love towards Harry Potter, but I've never read any book or seen any movie of Harry Potter. I don't know what's going on in the Harry Potter world, to be honest. I know the main characters' names. I kind of get what's going on a little bit. You know, there's I couldn't tell you what happens in Harry Potter though. Like none of it. I know the Leviosa, the Leviosa thing. That's all I know. That's all. That's it.
You just learned that from Tumblr.
I never got into Harry Potter like growing up. I don't know. Maybe I don't think I'm a huge sci-fi person, but yeah, I don't know. I missed the boat on that one completely, though. Like, my brother was really into it. He read like all the books and saw the movies, and like when it ended, it was like a huge thing for him, and along with the rest of the world. But I was like, oh, guess Harry Potter's over now.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lifelong affection for fantasy novels. So when Harry Potter came along, it was like an easy to read fantasy series, and I liked some of the characters in it and stuff. So I got into that. And I watched all the movies. Like not necessarily on opening night. Mm-hmm. I wasn't one of those fans, but I watched them all.
Yeah, I've actually I've seen. I don't know if this adds or like hurts my case for Harry Potter.
Everything is hurting your case right now.
I've seen one Harry Potter movie, and it was the second to last.
Come on, that doesn't even make any sense, Aaron.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
We got beef now over Harry Potter.
I didn't know what was going on. I just went because my brother was going to see it, and I was just hanging out, and I was like, I guess I'll watch it too. I don't know what's happening or like what the story here is, but there's stuff going on, I guess.
Jeez.
Wow.
Milo got passionate about Chicago pizza. Let's see here.
Pickle Davison lives in Atlanta. Yeah. Jordan lives in Atlanta. Huge friend. Huge, great dude. Amazing YouTuber. But I've been talking to him a little bit because like I was looking for people to like move in with in Atlanta, and he's leaving Atlanta like as soon as I get there.
Is he moving to LA?
I don't think so. I think he's moving to somewhere else in Georgia, maybe. But
okay,
like as soon as I get to Atlanta, the one person that I know there is leaving.
Oh, that's rough.
Very funny.
Milo says Austin is so white.
Yeah, Austin is white indie film. That's funny.
That's good.
Very true. I actually have a few friends that like literally just moved to Austin like a few days ago, I think.
Are they indie filmmakers?
They are. they're both white. They're both white indie amateur filmmakers.
Oh damn!
That makes it even funnier.
That feeds that stereotype nicely.
Yeah, perfect.
Austin is the live music capital. Boy, you live in Nashville.
Okay, so let me put a little stereotype to rest. People think that just because Nashville called itself the music capital, music city, whatever, that it's really running things in the music world. And unless you're a country singer or you're maybe some like unless you're Jack White, then Nashville's not popping for you. I'm just gonna say that, like, you know, I'm huge into like hip hop and like that world, but it's practically non-existent in Nashville, and it's
because it's really, all ATL.
Yeah, no, it's also really hard for a lot of artists to play shows in Nashville, like to sell tickets. Like I remember when Kanye came to Nashville, I got tickets for super cheap, and they were pretty good seats, and like the stadium was like kind of empty, and
weird.
It's like, whoa, this is like Kanye West. Like, I mean, I know people in Nashville like don't love him like they might in like LA or like Atlanta, but it was like surprisingly still kind of empty. And like a lot of artists don't come to Nashville, And I don't know, just like talking with because everybody in Nashville is like in the music industry, and like everybody's like, yeah, it's like really like for touring artists, it's really hard for people to like book Nashville a lot of times unless they like really have like a following that is in Nashville specifically. And yeah, Nashville's not the music city hub that everyone thinks it is.
I mean, I always thought Nashville. I always associated Nashville with country music, and
Yeah.
when I found out that any other music is played there, I was surprised.
Yeah, no, nobody in Nashville likes country music unless you like have been there for the past like 40 years maybe and like have been working in the music industry and like we're in Nashville when it was booming with country music. But nowadays it's like Nashville's like, you know, it's working. Like it's not like Nashville's dead or anything. But it's definitely not, I wouldn't call it a huge music hub. I still might call it the center of country music just because like some places gotta be. But in terms of like, you know, pop music or hip hop or like rock or like anything like that, like electronic, anything, like Nashville's not doing that much. Nashville is dope for house shows though. I just saw a comment from Carly. I will say that Nashville is very fun for like small shows, but Nashville is 50% redneck and 50% hipster. So
that's a bad combination.
It's a very interesting combo.
They could dress the same. That's not good.
They dress very. That's the thing. It's really like I feel like Nashville really cultivates the whole like lumberjack hipster new age. I don't know, like you know the style and aesthetic I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know it. I don't like it. It's awful.
Nashville is that place. But if you ever come to Nashville and you're wearing cowboy boots or anything like that, then just know that we all know you're a tourist.
Good to know. In the chat, Milo said, I almost moved to Austin as a white indie filmmaker. Again, feeding right into that stereotype.
Yeah, perfect.
That's
I would love to visit Austin though. Like it does seem like a very fun and hip and happening city. And South by Southwest is always a huge thing.
South by Southwest makes it viable, but I liked Austin because it's like where all my vegan, vegetarian, and weird friends, like weird artistic friends, want to go.
Yeah,
like the whole Keep Austin Weird thing is what I think of when I think of Austin.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems interesting. I need to go to Austin. I've only been to like in Texas. I've only been to Houston, and judging on because there's a lot of people I know from Texas. Weirdly, I don't know. Everybody comes from Texas and moves to Nashville, but like everybody from Texas I know like kind of shits on Houston. And they're like, don't go to Houston, go to Dallas or Austin. I'm like, well, or San Antonio even. Well, I guess Houston might not be the place. I don't know. That's birthplace of Beyonce. So I feel like it's pretty good. But
yeah, I dated a girl who's from Houston, and she said that she liked her life on the Gulf Coast, but like most of her family was from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that is like. So I've been there because I went to visit her family, and there were like rodeos and huge expanses of roads. Just roads surrounded by like desert and like one Mexican restaurant.
Oh man,
like, roads for like miles and miles and miles.
Yeah,
and then like, crazy. And then a rodeo.
I would actually. That's one thing that's on my bucket list in life is I want to go to like a real damn rodeo. I wanna get in the stands. I wanna actually get that experience because like I've seen videos of rodeos and it's like very interesting. It's just weird and I don't know. It just looks like a hoot. It looks like a hoot.
The rodeo that I ended up going to, like I didn't actually go in for the rodeo stuff. It was just a thing for us to look at as tourists. Me and my girlfriend at the time, and it was far away. I think it was in Fort Worth, and it was enormous. And apparently, like most of the actual rodeo stuff was in this enormous building. Like I thought it was going to be outside, but it was in a building that was the size of a huge football stadium. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
and we like walked around and like I don't know. I think we got some churros and some tacos and like souvenir stuff from like the tons and tons of kitschy souvenir stores that were all around the rodeo. There were like little leeches on the rodeo making money off of that. I don't know.
That's really funny. Yeah, no, it definitely seems like a really
experience.
Yeah, I definitely would love to have that experience. There's a lot of places that I would love to visit, but the two regions I haven't tapped into yet before I like go international. Before Africa Awesome Industries goes global, we need to tap into the untapped markets of America. But like it's the two top corners. Like I've never been to the Northwest and I've never been to the Northeast, and I would love to check those out just to see what's going on up there. See what's really happening. I feel like I could live without seeing like Montana or like Idaho or like the Dakotas, like the middle of the true middle of the country, whatever. But I really want to go to like Portland or Seattle, and I definitely want to see like New York or Boston. Like just
you haven't been to New York?
I have not been to New York.
Oh, you definitely need to go to New York. Yeah, you need to check that out. I'm not saying that you'll like it or you won't like it, but you need to experience that shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I will like New York. Like I do like cities, and I do like a lot of things from New York, namely hip hop. Yeah. So I feel like I'd have a lot of fun in New York. But I don't know. I've realized that like I don't know. I like traveling a lot and just seeing different places, and I don't know, the world's a big place and it's fun to see it.
I like new experiences. I definitely do. I don't particularly care for travel, but I like finding myself in new places. So if I can just like find myself in a new place without having to actually go there, just like I wake up and boom, I'm there.
The travel is half the fun. Like for the past couple of years, I've driven to Players Live Orlando just because it was A, cheaper than a plane ticket, and B, road trips are fun in my opinion.
I do like road tripping, I guess.
I like traveling is fun. And then I went on a whole spiel before like my thing crashed about like airports and flying and how much I love the experience and process of doing that, even though most people might hate it. So I like traveling a lot. I like everything about it.
I don't know. I don't know if you'll like Boston that much. Asante,
I probably won't.
Went to school in Boston. She like still. I think she might still be working in Boston, and there's like lots of good things that have come to her because of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
But like the place and the people, not so great.
Yeah.
The diversity is not so much. And yeah.
Boston definitely strikes me as one of those cities that's like a Pittsburgh or like a Cleveland or like a Knoxville, where it's like, yeah, these are nice cities, like very cool, smaller cities. But at the same time, like if you never went, you probably aren't missing out on too much, unless like there's some cool stuff going on there at a specific time. But
for me, I like seeing people who are more than one appearance.
Yeah, like
it's
been really fun. You know this, the K-Town hustle.
Yeah.
Being in Koreatown, like just going from like Nashville, like being surrounded by white people, it's really fun to be surrounded by like Koreans and Korean culture and like billboards that are not in my language, and going into restaurants and being like, whoa, I don't like, I kind of like, I don't know. It's really fun to just kind of hop into like completely different cultures and have to kind of assimilate yourself a little bit to that.
And I didn't know this before I moved to Koreatown in LA, but because it's relatively cheap and kind of central, all sorts of people come here to live. Like if you're young and on the hustle and you don't have a lot of money yet, you're probably going to move into K-Town. And so like a couple of YouTubers live in this area besides myself. There's a fairly large Latinx population in this area. Definitely Koreans, Japanese, and Chinese people. I've seen them in this area. Also, like the lesser represented Asian communities, like the Filipinos and Vietnamese people. They're like Bangladeshi people, Indian people. Everybody is in this area. Black people, people from Europe. I've heard people like speaking French. I've heard people speaking German. I've heard people speaking Portuguese around me. Like this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of fun to like go to an actual like really diverse kind of area and community. And I feel like there's like nothing but benefit that comes from it. Like I've
It's so
tried
great.
like especially on the food aisle too, because it's like you try so many just like I've tried since I've been here, I've tried a lot of just like new foods that I never would have even thought about. But since it's like this Koreatown and you like walk down the street and like every place is just like a Korean restaurant, it's like might as well just hit that up and like try something new. And I had the best, really good soup from this place that's like around the corner, and it was like I'm glad I love Koreatown. I got love for K-Town. I'm gonna take it with me after I leave. I will remember K-Town, keep it in my heart always.
Good. You should do that. I felt my early experiences were very diverse. I grew up on military bases, and then in America, I was living in like this very white suburb of Baltimore, and then I went into Baltimore for college, and so I went from being a very white experience to being a very black experience, and like everybody around me was black in Baltimore because I couldn't afford to live in places that were mostly white because those places exist there too.
Yeah.
But then I moved to DC, and all of a sudden, every neighborhood had like every type of person, and that was great. I really liked that. And I was afraid that I would lose the experience of being in a neighborhood like that in LA. But so far, knock on wood, every neighborhood that I've explored in LA has had like people from everywhere. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a really fun city.
New York is like that too. Obviously, New York obviously has people from everywhere in the entire world. So you'll be into that.
Yeah. I definitely need to check out New York. I feel like I definitely have got some friends up in New York, but nobody comes to mind right now. But like anybody in New York want to let me sleep on their couch for a week, I'd definitely be down to like kick it up there in the second half of 2016 at some point.
Got to make friends with Akilah Hughes. I think she still lives in New York City.
Yeah, actually, fun fact. I don't know. So I saw Akilah Hughes as like one of her acts. So how I found out about who Akilah Hughes was from her accent challenge video, like 4-5-ish years ago. And it was because she's from the same area that I'm from, like the Cincinnati, like Newport, Kentucky kind of area. And like that's how I found her channel, and then kind of like went away for a little bit because it was just like a video that I came across, and then her Your First Black Girlfriend video like blew up.
Oh,
and
that
I
was
like
so good.
and I like rediscovered who she was, and I was like, I saw her accent challenge video from way back, whatever, and like we have the same Cincinnati accent, and love. And I don't know, every time somebody brings up Akilah Hughes, because I've been really defending Ohio to a lot of people, because a lot of people do not recognize that Ohio has given us some of the best things in existence. And no matter who you are, you probably love at least 5 things from Ohio that you didn't know were from Ohio. That's all I'm saying. And Ohio produces the best things, like Akilah Hughes and Abrica Awesome.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother just graduated from Ohio State like a year ago.
What's round on both ends and high in the middle? Ohio.
Heck yeah. This guy gets it.
Although Milo's like, what does Ohio produce? Potatoes?
Boo. All right, let me tell you.
Beef.
Let me educate you over what Ohio has given us over the great time of its existence. So, 21 Pilots, you like that band? From Ohio. Kroger, the food grocery store chain, Ohio.
Oh.
Bicycle playing cards. You ever play cards or use playing cards ever? Ohio. Mitchell Davis, Ohio. Savannah Brown, Bertie Gilbert's girlfriend, Ohio. So many great things are from Ohio. I could go on for days, but I won't.
That's amazing.
Ohio, big deal in the elections for some reason because Ohio's just cool. Ohio recently legalized medical marijuana. Ohio's doing things, okay? I will defend Ohio.
That's amazing. You basically you've turned my whole opinion around about Ohio just now.
Yeah. Oh, Steak Cucino just commented. I specifically love something from Ohio. Flight. Yeah. Birthplace of aviation.
Oh
Ohio.
yeah.
That's on our license plates in Ohio. Ohio's got some love. Okay. I will defend Ohio forever.
Apparently Milo was born in Iowa, so that's what he's defending.
True. Iowa is a big deal in elections for some reason. I don't know how that gets decided. Like certain
White people.
Is that I have no clue why Ohio is a big deal and like Iowa is a big deal. I think Iowa is because it's like the first state or something, right? I don't even know. I'm just talking out of my ass at this point.
I mean, I don't know the details of it, but I guarantee that everything that's weird about elections in the United States is because of white people.
Oh, definitely. I think that's a thing we can all agree on here.
As we're getting to the end of our live show, it's approaching 2 hours, man.
Oh yeah, no, I literally just looked at the clock and I was like, "Whoa, it's been some time. We've just been kind of hanging out. I like it though. This has been fun."
Right? I could make it more structured, I guess. Some of my friends, like Jenny Sargent, has done structured shows, but I like it chill and just like casual.
Yeah, like we're hanging out here on the internet, and then like other people could just join in and hang out with us if they want, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to take it. I'm gonna try to make it heavy here for a second. How do we fix YouTube? Come on, Aaron. Got 10 minutes.
How do we fix it? How do we fix YouTube? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. I'm feeling the pressure. How do we fix YouTube? I think we should definitely make YouTube weird again. That's my solution. I think that like I don't know, YouTube definitely started out as this like brave new Wild West kind of like, what is this? Like cat videos. And then we got everybody kind of realized that like, oh, there's like a formula to making YouTube videos, and like people started making kind of bullshit content because they knew it was gonna get views. And then now I feel like the scale's kind of tipping, and I've talked to a lot of YouTubers, and like we all kind of feel the same way that like 2016 has become the year of like the YouTube renaissance almost, where everybody's making content for themselves and everybody's really just like above all having a lot of fun with YouTube. And they're not focused so much on trying to grow their brand or like make relatable content or anything like that. They're just having fun. And I feel like the most fun content is the weirdest sometimes. And I feel like we should definitely make YouTube weird again.
I love it. I'm making it a hashtag.
Make YouTube weird again.
Make YouTube.
Sue me, Donald Trump. Please don't sue me, Donald Trump. I'm very poor. And
he's pretty poor too. So
that is true. Actually, yeah, sue me, Donald Trump. That'd be really funny. Like
it would be awesome. Like you would end up making like money off of your endorsements.
Exactly. Like that's free advertisement for Abrica Awesome. Please sue me, Donald Trump. I would love nothing more. That'd be a really funny story to tell.
That's awesome. Actually, I really like that. I myself, and I know that I follow a formula for making my videos. So I'm always trying to like come up with something that I can do that's different from my formula, but not so different that people don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, that's the everlasting.
That's the challenge.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember a little while ago I made a challenge to like some of my subscribers or the people that were watching or the people that make videos is if you're kind of like an aesthetic YouTuber like me, then you probably mess around with effects and stuff. And for people who do things like that, a nice way to kind of challenge yourself is to try like a new effect every time you do a video, or like a new thing. Like it could be very small, like a new text animation, or it could be a new way for you to color correct something, or a new way for you to do a transition into something, or literally endless possibilities. But like the constant challenge is like try to do like just one new thing with every video, and it's easier said than done. And I probably don't do it every time because sometimes you just make videos, but it's a very fun challenge for people who are out there and want to make videos and kind of want to try to make YouTube weird again. Definitely the first step is to push yourself a little bit to just like try something different, a little different every video.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna really try to tackle that this year. Yeah, I mean, I'm only just now getting back into making YouTube videos after a 2-month hiatus. So
Oh man.
I gotta like figure out what the hell I am. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say I haven't made a video in a minute, but I've been uploading some things like
Yeah, you got a couple up there.
the cipher, and then I did a little intermission video yesterday actually, where I bought this really fun thing from this like Korean dollar store, and it's just like it's really kind of mesmerizing to look at. I don't know. And the internet has been very hectic and crazy these past few days. And it's like, let's just take a break. Let's just like kind of look at this little thing and get mesmerized for 3 minutes. Take a little breather. You know, let me hypnotize you for a second. And then we can get back to a thing. Like, you know, sometimes you just kind of take a break while you're on the internet. And that's why I put out my latest video. And yeah, I don't know, it's still all about just kind of like making fun content. Like when I came up with it, we were looking at this and I was like, what if I just filmed that and like put it on YouTube just for fun? Because like we were just sitting there looking at it for a second and like turning it back over. We're like, wow, this is very mesmerizing. It's like, how funny would it be if I just like made a video and it was just that? Like, it'd be really funny. So I did it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm challenged a little bit because, like, for example, a video that I want to make, if I can, this weekend is a video about literally Pokemon Go and Philando Castile. Like, about both of those topics. And I want to talk about how, if you're looking on the social media, you were seeing lots of Black people and allies being angry and sad and just like emotionally overwrought about the fact that yet again Black lives are just being snuffed out by police. And Philando Castile was like a particularly hard hitting one of that because he's just such an awesome person. And then you had another aspect of the social media feeds happening at the same time, which is people like me posting stuff about Pokemon Go and going on like finding another Pokemon and shit. And it's really easy to take like this like gut reaction to this situation and say, well, the people who are posting about Pokemon Go are assholes who don't care about what's going on in the world. And I don't think that's true. I mean, sometimes it's true because some people are just assholes, but I think that a lot of people like really took refuge in the release of Pokemon Go as a way of escaping from the shit show that is life right now.
Definitely.
And I want to talk about how that's okay. I mean, I don't want it to go on forever. I don't want people to like be so upset with the Pokemon that they ignore the fact that Black Lives Matter and we need to overhaul all of the police. Basically, just burn the whole damn thing to the ground and start over from scratch. We need to do that with the police system in the United States. So I don't want the Pokemon to overshadow that, but I understand it as a way of not just crumbling under the strain of all the crap that's happening right now.
And it's definitely made like social media very interesting to use, to say the least, for the past few days. Because I've noticed that myself too. Like I'll scroll through down my feed, and it's like, yep, people are talking about police brutality and Pokemon Go, which is a very kind of funny combination. It just shows kind of like trends at the moment. I don't know. It's just a funny, interesting thing to look at. But Pokemon Go has definitely been like the relief for a lot of people. I don't know, because a lot of people grew up with Pokemon, and it's a very nostalgic kind of unifying thing for a lot of people. So when there's a lot of like craziness going on in the world and on social media, and people are kind of like throwing shit at each other, it's very nice to have like the small distraction that is Pokemon Go, just so that things don't get, because like that's kind of why I put out the intermission video too, because everybody's kind of talking about these very heavy topics, and it definitely does, you know, if you're a person that's on social media a lot and a person that pays attention to tragedies like these a lot, then it does weigh heavy on you a lot, like as it did with me. Like I go on like a little Twitter rants at some point where like I get it all out at once. And then like the next morning when everybody else is talking about like, you know, police brutality, I ran a poll about video games just because it's like sometimes like, you know, it's definitely choosing not to talk about something all the time. Cause like I definitely talked about it, you know, once, and then I don't want to keep constantly kind of repeating myself all the time because it just kind of gets tedious and a little exhausting. And I don't know, it's definitely helpful to have a little bit of whimsy that still kind of reminds people like you could still like enjoy yourself and have fun in life.
Yeah. And Milo comments hashtag woke fatigue, which reminds me of Taylor. It's Radish Times wokeness fatigue video, which is such a good video. So right on the money too. But I also read an article, or I didn't read it. I have bookmarked an article that's about how, you know, in certain neighborhoods, some black man walking around playing Pokemon Go is putting his life in danger.
Yeah, that's a very spooky thing to think about. Yeah. And also with like the very recent like killings, it's been very noticeable for me that like it's probably the most like, I don't know, unifying one in terms of people kind of speaking out since like Michael Brown, I think. And because like, you know, obviously cops have killed people in between Michael Brown and now, like
literally,
you know,
hundreds.
a lot. Yeah, exactly. So like it happens like every day pretty much, but it's very rare for like, even when like that whole thing was going down, like my mom didn't like call me and say like, be careful out there, you know, but she did the other day. And you know, my mom doesn't take to Facebook and talk about like, you know, the recent like issues and shootings with like an opinion. Usually she's usually just like, you know, praying for our country, be safe, kind of like the diplomatic thing that a lot of people do. But I don't know, it's very interesting to see like a lot of people, and my brother also, I didn't post anything on Facebook about it just because like I was just kind of off it for a little bit. My brother like texted me and he was like, I'm surprised you didn't have anything to say about it. Like I was like, well, I did. I was like went on a huge Twitter rant, but it's very interesting to see just like people in my personal experience who are like really deeply affected by the recent events that normally would not have been. So that is one, I guess, upside to that is that people, I think the message really is getting through after, you know, the past like 2 years of kind of constant, you know, Black Lives Matter and people kind of talking about it and really pushing it to the forefront of society and mainstream like news media and like everybody talking about it. I think it's finally getting to the point where like we're kind of tipping the scale to where most people get that Black Lives Matter does not mean all lives don't matter. You know, most people are kind of getting the fact that we do have a problem with police in our country. Like people are getting to the point where like, you know, racism is still out there. Another thing I saw on social media was from the pastor of like church I went to, and like, you know, people who are in the church, like preachers, pastors and stuff, generally are pretty diplomatic about social issues and stuff because, you know, they don't want to get too opinionated because, you know, they're public speakers in front of have a lot of people listening to them basically. And generally, if you're a good Christian, then you will generally just like promote love and that's what it's about. But he like went on Facebook and like posted something like literally specifically saying like Black Lives Matter, like, you know, reaching out to all my Black brothers and sisters saying like, you know, there is a real issue out here. And that was a huge thing for me to see because it's like, wow, like, you know, the pastor of a church, a pretty big church of like very diverse people, not taking the neutral side.
That's awesome.
Because people usually take the neutral. We don't know all the facts. There are good cops out there. We don't like, you know, but now there's definitely a lot of people who didn't have an opinion before who are like being outspoken, which is very encouraging to see.
Yeah, I think you're right about the tipping point, and I think that you know, there are all these posts that go up on the internet every time another Black person is killed, particularly by the police, but just in general. Mm-hmm. And those posts are things like, here are things that you can't do while Black or you might die. And that post just keeps on growing as every single instance of another Black person, usually a Black man, being shot usually unarmed
Mm-hmm.
and usually innocent of anything. That list keeps on growing. And at this point, I feel like maybe Philando Castile might be a tipping point on this, because not only did he do nothing wrong, he was literally following every single rule that you could have followed in that situation. He also has a history of just being an awesome person taking care of children.
Yeah,
like
and it's to the point where like people who, you know, over the past like couple of years, like even hearing about it, people who like would still kind of take the side of the oppressor and be like, well, there had to be some reason why, like with, you know, recent shootings, it's like, especially with like the videos that we have now, it's like without a shadow of a doubt, like you cannot say that that's okay kind of thing. And I think people are, it's gotten enough exposure. And I also have been thinking about a lot recently about the idea of like live streaming and like video recording like deaths and stuff, because that's a thing that our generation and like the time that we're alive in right now, it's a new thing, and it's very weird. Just like the idea of like, you know, just this year I've seen how many people get killed by police in video. And it's I was talking to my 53-year-old uncle, and I was like, yeah, I'm 19 years old and I've seen a lot of death on camera. And that's very like, you know, that's definitely got to affect a person in like some way, just like growing up and stuff, just different cultural ideas. But he's never seen anything like that. And I was talking to him about it literally like 1 or 2 days before the recent shooting. Oh man, what's his? I think like
Alton Sterling.
Yeah, Alton Sterling. I was gonna say Alton Brown, and I was like, it's not Alton Brown.
Yeah.
And he texted me like the day after, and he was like, "Well, now I have seen it," because like he saw the video that got shared around, and it's very spooky to be like, yeah, like, you know, talking about the concept of seeing cops killing people, and then the very next day a video gets shared around, just because like that's the world we live in now. And I don't know, it's positive in one way because it gets a lot of attention to killings that would not have gotten attention, or gets people demanding justice where they wouldn't even know that there was justice to be demanded, you know. But it also, and it like, you know, gets the word out to a lot of people who now kind of realize that we need to fix this issue. But it's also very weird and very spooky, very eerie, kind of a symptom of our constantly connected internet future society that we are in.
Yeah, I almost feel like the fact that since Michael Brown, and then again with Ferguson, like since all of these things are happening and there is video evidence of it, like 20 years ago, if someone were killed and there were video evidence of what happened, everybody would be astonished that there was video evidence of it, and they'd say, oh, well, that's obviously what's going down. The perpetrator of this killing should be punished. But I feel almost like in the last 10 years or so, because of this deluge of access to video on the internet, on our cable TV channels, on our tablets and phones, the fact that we've got video of everything around us all the time, the impact of something that's as extreme as that is lessened.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and it's because like, yeah, and it's only because it's just like videos are everywhere. We're constantly being filmed. We're constantly filming. We're constantly sharing and putting things online. And for a lot of people, it's like there's not one aspect of life anymore that has not been documented video-wise and it has not been put on the internet. Like even the most risque in terms of like sex, violence, death, it's all been videoed. It's all been shared on the internet. And we're very desensitized to it, which, you know, you could kind of take whichever way you want to take it. You could see it as just a neutral thing of the world changing, or you could see it as a bad thing, or you could see it as a good thing, because there are pros and cons to everything. But it's just a very interesting thing that I've been thinking about, because it's like, you know, at 19 years old, I don't know in any other point in time where somebody my age has been able to like see the kind of things that are out there. And it's definitely got to be traumatic on some level, especially for young Black people to kind of like be able to see that just kind of shared on Twitter, kind of like haphazardly. And I don't know. It's just a very, there's a lot to think about there.
There
And
is. It's
I don't claim to have like all the answers or that I'm even really making coherent sense in terms of talking about it. But it's because it's a very new phenomenon, and it's a thing that no one else in history has really experienced yet. And like, my formative development growing up years of being a young person in the world is like kind of being shaped by this. And I don't know, the internet has a lot of like really amazing, great possibilities that's enhanced my life. And then it also has like the dark side of it too. And
well, I mean,
interesting.
it's kind of like a cycle that's come back around again, because if we were talking like 300 years ago, then a young black man of 19 years old could very well have seen
Definitely
20 people who look like him get killed in front of him, but that's because the fucking world sucked much harder back then.
yeah. And
Now it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a more civilized world, but you can see just as many deaths happen because you're connected to it all because of the internet.
And I think it really, I'm very grateful for the internet and for modern technology and smartphones and the fact that everyone has a camera in their pocket all the time, because it's a very eerie thought to think about the fact that you've seen people get killed by police on your phone, shared around like it's nothing. But it's also a more eerie thought to think about what would have happened if this wasn't filmed, And I mean, through all of, and we've been told kind of like through all of the past, like, since the civil rights movement, that, okay, racism is over now. We don't have to deal with that anymore. Cops aren't corrupt anymore. The system isn't corrupt. We fixed it. Black people and white people can go to the same school. So racism is done. And like everybody kind of bought into that a little bit. Like, I mean, I bought into it growing up just because like that's what you were told. And I never got kicked out of somewhere for being black. But it was also because we didn't have, social media and we didn't have smartphones on us all the time. So to like film these things happening. So now, so I don't know, like through all of history, like we've definitely heard like, black people and people in like the hood basically saying like cops are corrupt, like bad things are happening. And it's sad that it kind of takes there being like video footage for people to finally start believing them.
And only start, and not all people.
Yeah,
a lot of people still think it's bullshit. A lot of people don't believe
it. It's very like, and it definitely shows like especially with like just thinking about things like Donald Trump being like the front runner for like president basically or whatever. Yes. And like a lot of his like phrases that he uses to kind of like rally up his people, like make America great again and the silent majority. And it's like, yeah, like he's tapping into like this idea that a lot of real Americans have of like the past America was great.
Yep.
All of it, not,
he's like a constant dog whistle using terminology that the KKK would use. And he's he's a freaking GOP candidate.
It's very weird, and like the silent majority, and it's like, yeah, the silent majority of America is racist, and like we've definitely seen that. It's like when it's got put to the test of like, you see this video of police holding a black man down and shooting him to death, there's nothing but racism that can make you say he must have done something to deserve that.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. Yes.
It's like wow. It's like it's very eerie, and it's funny. I don't know, like back in 08 when like we were voting for Obama, and we're like, and a lot of people, including black people, were like, now that we have a black president, things will be better. Things are different. We have a black president. Racism, like things are going to get easier for black people. Things are going to get great. And it's only really kind of like shown us how much work we really need to do.
Yeah.
In terms of racism in America, it's definitely highlighted the people that have an issue with black people and people who have like a lot of internalized racism that they didn't even know that they had to like, work through.
Absolutely. I mean, Obama had to fight an entire system.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's accomplished anything is admirable, remarkable. It's like fucking hell yes.
And it's crazy because we're gonna look back on Obama as a huge, I think, in my opinion, we're gonna look back on Obama as a huge president because not only
Oh, yeah,
for
absolutely.
obvious reasons he's the first Black president, but also he kind of definitely marked a huge shift in just culture in America, and like he kind of marks the change of the new kind of generation and the new world that we live in. The like new social media, internet, new global perspective age that we are in, and it's like the post racial America that we live in. Because like we were post racial America a minute ago when we were like racism's over, right? And like now we're realizing that it's really not. Like we're we're in post racial America where we realize we still got some work to do. And a lot of big things have happened under Obama's presidency too. Like I think when kids 50 years from now in schools learn about the presidents, like when they learn about Lincoln and like Kennedy and like FDR, I think Obama's going to be like up there too, just in terms of like really kind of like major presidents. I feel like that symbolically kind of mean a lot in American history.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, kids in school are going to say things like, well, we have all of these iPhone and Android videos of the shit that was going down. How did Obama manage to last in there for 8 years? And teachers tell them, well, yes, there was a huge racist aspect to the population, but there was also people starting to wake up.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely showed like the change of people wanted change. Like his whole slogan was like change and hope. It's like we want
change.
It's time for us to change the way we do things. And people were like, let's go for something different. And I don't know, I think it's very funny. Like my little sister, like who's 10 years old, I think it's very inspiring, like to think that there are kids that have grown up and the only president that they know serving is a Black man. And that's very exciting to kind of grow up in a world where in a lot of like Black media, like TV shows and stuff, people were fantasizing about having a Black president.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, like one scene that comes to mind is from like the Bernie Mac show. If you ever watch the Bernie Mac show, like rest in peace, Bernie Mac. But he's talking about like his like nephew or whatever. And he was like, he could even be the president. Think about that. The first Black president or whatever. And it's like, wow, we did it. Like, and it was like a huge moment for a lot of people. And it's very fun to like have a little sister who the only president she knows is Obama. And
I mean, with the current prospects in front of us, with where we are today, I'm hoping that for the next 4 to 8 years, she will see that there are still no white male presidents.
Yeah, hopefully that's where I was hoping that we would go. It's very exciting to think about. It's like, all right, we've had 43 white male presidents. Now I think it's only fair that we have 43 not white male presidents.
I mean, that would be fantastic. That would be so good.
That would be very fun. I don't know if it'll happen, but that's a very nice thought. And
so here's a question that I want to ask you before we go, and that is, these heavy topics that we're talking about. Obviously, we think about these things. We think about these things a lot. I want to make videos about them, but I also want to, shake up the stereotypical YouTube vlog. I want to make YouTube weird again while vlogging about these heavy topics. Do you think those two concepts are in conflict, or can you do it?
I don't think they're necessarily in conflict, and everybody has kind of like their own lane on YouTube, and that's the fun thing about YouTube is that it's for everybody, and you can make whatever you want. And I think when you're talking about more kind of current events and controversial topics, it might not be the best idea to like throw in like some random editing thing just for fun. I don't know if you're kind of talking about something very serious, but also I think the way you can do that and also make YouTube weird again is actually like offer a new perspective. I see a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people on social media who, even though like their hearts are in the right place and that they like want to help, it's still like you still get that kind of overarching feeling where it's like, yeah, but you might be making this video because you feel like you have to talk about it or else you're going to get flack from people. And then a lot of times it turns out people are just kind of making really like kind of diplomatic statements of, we don't know everything, but hate doesn't drive out love, or whatever Martin Luther King quote people want to use. And it's like, And it's like, I don't know, a lot of people like aren't really saying things. And I think the best way to talk about social issues is to really unapologetically like really just say like, this is it. And I think that will set you apart from, you know, a lot of other people who might just be talking about an issue because it's a trending topic and because it's
like
what everyone else is talking about, and they don't want to catch any flack for not saying anything. And it's like, you know, you show your support and like, you know, throw that hashtag Black Lives Matter up to show your support and like your solidarity. But if you really don't have anything to say, then like you don't need to say anything, especially as, you know, a white man or something like that, or somebody who's not necessarily affected by what's going on. It's like, show your solidarity, show your support, but like, don't make it about you. Don't just say things because you feel like you have to say things, and then it's not really genuine. But I don't know. Who am I to like judge who is genuine and who's not? It's just, it's all on just like the vibe I get from, and I feel like you could like who says it? I think like Tay Zonde said that like the camera is like the biggest bullshit detector. I think, or something about YouTube like that. It's like if you're not being authentic on YouTube, then it really shows through. And if you are being genuine, then it really does. You can tell. So I think the biggest thing is authenticity. It's really being genuine, and yeah.
That's good. I like that. Yeah, and I don't think that I would be making a video about the recent killing of black men just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
But it was this thing that I saw, this weird conflation of Pokemon Go and the shooting of Philando Castile at the same time. This gives me something I want to talk about.
That'd be a really interesting video too, because I know it's a thing that relates to a lot of people because it's something I've been seeing, and I've also just kind of been seeing people on like Facebook and whatever post like, my timeline is all just like police brutality and Pokemon Go, and it'd be very interesting to see somebody talk about the dichotomy between that, and
yeah, that's what I want to do.
Kind of are latching onto both of those things because they're both very like unifying topics, and they're both kind of like polar opposite things.
Yeah. I am ready to wrap up. I need to eat something and stuff. So
yeah. Thanks for having me on, though.
It has been great, man. This is fantastic.
We're like 2.5 hours strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I don't, aside from our technical problems, I don't think we had to flag for anything at all. I want to thank the viewers for watching us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around, listening to me rant about some stuff. Hopefully I made sense. Hopefully I entertained you. And if not, then sorry.
I thought you were going to say, like, if not, fight me. Come on.
Yeah, no, if not, then fight me. But yeah, shouts out.
Do you usually wrap up your videos in any particular way?
I used to a little bit, just like, not really. Now it's like more of just kind of like it looks like this, like kind of like a car crash almost, where it's just like, looks like the video's coming to an end. Well, here it comes. Oh, here it is. It's over. So, I mean, but for those of you who are watching and also don't know who I am, I'm going to self-promo a little bit if that's okay.
Yeah, do it. I'm going to have links to your channels in the description.
Awesome. So, yeah, I'm Abraca Awesome. I do vlogs, music videos, and experimental, just kind of abstract art things on my channel. It's kind of a hodgepodge of the creative juices that flow from my brain. And it might not make sense, but it's a lot of fun. And hopefully you'll go and check that out if you want. No pressure, but it's been a lot of fun being here, talking with Paul. A lot of topics covered. We talked about LA. We talked about hip hop. We talked about Pokemon Go. Talked about police brutality.
Beyblades.
Talked about Beyblades. That was a huge one. Huge topic. Yeah, we talked about white people a lot.
It's hard to avoid. There should be like a Bechdel test for not talking about white people, but I don't think anybody would pass it.
It's like, haven't you guys got enough attention? Why don't you get out of my mouth?
Context, Aaron. God, the phrasing of that. Somebody make a GIF of that, please.
Yikes.
Thank you for joining me. It was great. Thank you for the viewers. I see the more comments from Sticachino and Spoo, and I appreciate those. And I'm going to end up this video the same way I end all my videos, and that is to remind you that tomorrow will be even better.